Of all the things I've had to keep me busy lately, this one is the biggest surprise. I found this little fella. I'll bring him right up to the camera. I found this little fella in the parking lot of my work. I did bring him to a vet clinic. They found there was no chip in him, so I don't really know where to send him. What I do know is he's rambunctious and currently climbing up the screen in my apartment. This is crazy. What's your brother doing up there? So, yes, I'm looking for that kitten's family. Where I live, the township has a Facebook post or a Facebook page specifically for lost animals. I put it up there, and I got a lot of response, mostly asking if the cat is chipped, and he's not. The first thing I did actually when I found him is I brought him up the road to a cat clinic, asked them if they could keep him, and they said they really can't. The closest Humane Society to me is about an hour and 15 minutes drive. So my options were put him back where I found him, which is a busy parking lot with big transport trucks, and you saw the size of him. He is too small to be someone's indoor-outdoor cat. So, and when I found him, he was like crawling on his belly, and his meows were like distressed meows. Like most of the pets I've had have been rescues, so I'm kind of familiar with the behavior. And on the Facebook page for the lost pets, I am seeing lots of posts from like April, May, and June of similar looking cats that people believe were just like a litter of farm cats, just sort of let go and dropped off. Once they were, once they thought they were big enough, they just sort of let them go instead of keeping them. Well, number one, if you own a cat and you haven't spayed it or neutered it, and it ends up having a bunch of kittens, it's kind of on you to sort that out. It's just basic responsibility. So somebody who gets a litter of kittens and doesn't want them and discards them, I don't have much time for. And I would imagine if somebody in the region and they probably didn't do anything because the Humane Society is too far away. There is a couple shelters and like independent people who rescue cats around here, but nothing like proper like the Humane Society. As you can hear, it's raining. I got inside just in time before the heavy rainfall came down. So my camera is safe, so is my cell phone and my cigar and my little kitten. Now, I'm doing my best to blow the smoke right outside, as to not pollute this kitten's little lungs. I'll think though in the future if I'm choosing to smoke a cigar indoors, I'll just put him in the bedroom and close the door. My bedroom has a unit in there for filtering and cooling air, so that'll be good. Wow, I can really smell the mustiness coming off of the rain coming down out there, even over the cigar. Anyways, yeah, it is Canada Day weekend, and the closest thing to Canadian tobacco that I have is, at least in cigar form, are going to be these Cigar Chief house blends. Now, obviously, the tobacco is probably not made in Canada. Well, I know it's not. It's Nicaraguan. I had one of these before, and it was meh. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I only paid $5 or $6 for each of them, and I got exactly what I expected from it. This one has been in the humidor for the better part of a year or more than a year. So it's got some age on it, and it did what it always does in my humidor, and that is it mellowed out quite a bit. So we're into those zero notes that I like. This one's getting cornflakes. This is a Nicaraguan tobacco. Man, I really like Nicaraguan tobacco. I think the only thing that would make this better is if I could get it in a Maduro wrapper, which they might have. They just may not have had it in stock when I purchased it. Other than that, I mean, this is easily as good as any Don Thomas I've had, as any budget end Cuban I've had. I'd say the flavor profile again is kind of like Quorum, kind of like the Alec Bradley Brick House, somewhere in that area. Not quite as strong and bitter and powerful as that one, but it's in that realm of flavors. It is really coming down out there. It's coming down so that it looks like a slow falling curtain of many drops as opposed to like an individual drop. So Canada Day, this is when we celebrate this country and everything it has to offer, including people who've come here from other countries. Living in a smaller town, there's a little less acceptability for certain cultures, and some people are a little more ignorant, at least more than I'm used to. The city that I grew up in is a very liberal city. The town that I live in is a very conservative town. Not that I swing one way or the other politically, just a observation I've made. But what makes Canada great is, for the most part, we're free. For the most part, we have a beautiful landscape, the most polite people in the world. If you're a world traveler and you have a Canadian flag, a little badge on your shirt or your backpack, you'll often be greeted pretty well because of it. From what I've heard from people who come from other countries and people who go to other countries, Canadians are well regarded the world around. And that's what we should be celebrating on Canada Day. That other sound you're hearing is my cat scaling the screen. I guess I shouldn't call him my cat because I am trying to find his owner, but it is a little stripy cat. Oh boy, he got himself in trouble. He's been doing this a lot lately. Are you gonna? All right, he got himself down. Yeah, when I'm not there to save you, it's a little bit difficult, isn't it, buddy? Are you going to learn your lesson? He's not. He's a kitten. He's not very bright. But like I said, he was way too small to be an alone kitten out there without a family. When I found him, he had some marks on him that looked like they might have been blood stains, and now that they're cleaned off, he's cleaned himself up. I'm almost certain it was. And he had the hair on the top of his head was slightly singed because I was under people's cars, and I think he touched the top of a car and singed the hair. Didn't burn the skin, but singed the hair. He actually has a little patch of kind of shorter hair on the top of his head still. Otherwise, usually I would just leave a little cat like this. Well, maybe not this small, but he was in a bit of distress, so I did pick him up, and now he's living with me. So I have a strange and interesting house guest here in my small apartment. I will say he is a very rambunctious kitten and adorable, as you've seen. But distracting as well. Now, I don't know if these are long filler or a Cuban sandwich. Probably a Cuban sandwich based on the price, but I don't know. And there's a bit of loose tobacco at the back end, so I'm thinking that's what it is. But all in, I mean, this time around smoking this cigar compared to the first time I had it, these are cigars that you put in the humidor, you put a bit of age on them, and they're really good. See, that's gotta be like budget cigar smoker tip number one, is get something that's kind of cheap, age it on your own for a year or two in the humidor, and watch how it mellows out. Oh boy, here we go. Look at this guy. I'm put my cigar down. Look at this guy. He is tiny and adorable. I do not have very big hands. Look at him. Oh my goodness. We're going to find your home, or you're going to stay here. If you stay here, you gotta behave. I think he's experiencing rain for one of the first times in his life right now. Anyways, I've babbled on long enough. Mostly I just wanted to shoot a video today because I wanted to shoot a video today. And yeah, as always, keep it a hobby, not a habit. And take time to take her easy. Raise a glass to winning, even when you're losing. And cheers. Happy Canada Day.